My name is Keith BraveHeart, and I am an Oglala Lakota artist. I also am a arts educator, and I work at the Oglala Lakota College. It's on the Pine Ridge Reservation. So the project I'm working on, it's called Buffalo Nation, Creating Community. And the project is a community engaged arts initiative. And the project itself focuses on utilizing art to be a vehicle to create growth, but it could also be thought of as change. That's how I'm thinking about it with the Change Network. And what we're doing is we're creating arts, making environments, but they're also community conversations, community dialogue, critical thinking. The art workshops are very diverse. So right now we have a few different ones. We allow participants to learn how to do paper sculpture. So they make little small buffalo skulls out of paper. And it's like an origami kind of process. But within that, it comes a lot of like sharing of the creation story, sharing more about the cultural identity. So with each fold, there's a symbol or a design that's revealed that has context behind it. And that in turn allows for this transference of knowledge, cultural knowledge. So we're having a critical conversation through recognizing process, but then also like really strengthening our observation to look for hidden design, hidden symbols, hidden icons. So the whole concept for this project was inspired by a historic photo of the mountain or pile of buffalo skulls. These hundreds, thousands, possibly millions of buffalo skulls that were a reminder about what happened during the late 1800s, where there was this whole campaign to slaughter the buffalo. They slaughtered the buffalo to the point of near extinction. So instead of thinking and dwelling on the negative aspect of that image and how it could be very inducive of trauma, I wanted to talk about it. As an artist, I wanted to talk about what that image meant and also try to educate others about what that could mean. The other projects are a community ongoing mural where we utilize the shape of a buffalo skull, and anybody can take a stencil and trace that. If they want to invest more time, then they can sit and they can individualize each one, or they can leave like some sort of a voice to this larger collective. And the final is screen printing. So we take around a bunch of screens of buffalo skulls, and we allow participants to learn how to create their own image of a buffalo skull on a shirt. So it can be very uniform, or it can be very unique through the different methods. A lot of people want to express themselves. I think that that's just something that's inherent in who we are. They want to be expressive and be very individual, but we also can still be tied together through this symbol that is the buffalo. So that's why it's all Buffalo Nation. Another important part about this project is that I'm incorporating artists, Lakota artists, into this project. And the way I'm doing that is I'm utilizing this Change Network as a way to really structure my vision for this project. And so that it's not just me, it's not just what I want to see. I mean, I started out with the concepts for these art workshops, but the whole idea for me was to establish artists as leaders, as change makers. And I wanted to support them, encourage them, and invest in them. So the Change Network allowed me to really see how I could make that happen. So I'm trying to really encourage and push the community to start voicing what is art in their own words, and in turn empower them to start to change their communities, change their public spaces, and incorporate art as they see it so that it represents who they are honestly. The Change Network helped me with a lot of different concepts, ways of thinking about change, and some of the ideas about cultural identity, navigating with cultural agility. These things were very new to me, but they also made a lot of sense because as a person who is really rooted with my community and being a Native person, I also exist within this shared world where we are not totally isolated. We have to move within different cultures. And if we're only sticking on our own perspective, then we can be very limited in what our reach can be for what we want to do, if that's change or not. And so having the opportunity to listen to these different change makers was helping give me that much more tools so that I can see challenges that might arise and then find a way to work with them instead of battling against them so much. And how I could take these resources that I know exist now and bring them back to put them to use within my community, but then also similar communities. And within my state of South Dakota, I can now start to identify similarities more so. And as a change maker through the Change Network, I want to work to help others see these similarities instead of the differences. And how could we utilize these similarities to set the table for arts initiatives or critical conversations or community building or even just change itself.